Who would have thought Pokey Robinson was getting cheeks at Diddy's Playboy Mansion? Who would have thought that he was the top dog at the freak off? When they made that Friday movie and Chris Tucker was smoking all that weed and he needed inspiration to get into character, y'all know who he called. Smokey Robinson been getting buns since the Motown era, aka the Blowtown era. Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin was even stinking. That's a Biggie lyric. No disrespect to Aretha Franklin or any of the Motown legends. They was calling it Whole Town back then. Now they got the footage. It's kinda ironic how Diddy on trial now, and now Smokey Robinson being called out for getting that one leg up. Finally, we thought he was on crutches. There's been rumors about him having a prosthetic leg, but he got that leg up one time to put it down on the hood rat. Now he being sued for Shannon Sharp numbers. Smokey Robinson accused of sexual assault by former housekeepers. They bending over, sweeping under them tables. Smokey Robinson looking, they ain't got no peace. They dusting off the countertops. He's standing there with a bag of Viagra. Veins popping out his neck. He snatched off his face and let them see Freddy Krueger before he assaulted them allegedly. He 85 years old. He take off his shirt, them bat wings get to flapping. And on top of that, he taught Diddy how to get down. Y'all need to see this, man. I couldn't believe it when I seen it. Look at this, man. Yo, get that together. Look.
4 women are making some disturbing new allegations against a Motown legend. I want to show you a live look at a press conference with the accusers and their attorneys. It's happening as we speak in California. In a lawsuit filed today against Smokey Robinson, the women who used to work for him say he sexually assaulted them and created a hostile work environment, among other things. Robinson's wife is also named in the lawsuit. It details multiple allegations.
You better drop those drawers now. I want to see you get naked for me. Oh. Stop it, Smokey. Get off me, Smokey. Stop that. Get off me, Smokey. Hey, Smokey. Like, how you doing, Miss? How you doing, Miss Johnson? Hey, Smokey. I don't want you, take those panties. Ooh. He got to give up 50 million of his Social Security checks. Like, how am I going to get my medications, man? How am I going to live? I got high blood pressure, diabetes. I ain't got 50 million to get to nobody.
As recent as last year.
Hold on, y'all.
The women who used to work for him say he sexually assaulted them and created a hostile work environment, among other things. Robinson's wife is also...
What's wrong, Hattie Mae? I gotta go clean Smokey's house. I just hate going over there, but I need the money. You go to Smokey Rob, he got cracker crumbs and shit all over. He made it a hostile environment. God damn, he looked like a damn cat. Something seriously wrong with him, man. They was talking about doing the Blackula remake. And mind you, he 85 years old. So I don't want to disrespect him. I don't want to do a funny video. And he wind up croaking and all that. So we're going to keep it respect. I'm going to shut up. I'm going to run it back and let it play. Here we go.
4 women are making some disturbing new allegations against a Motown legend. I want to show you a live look at a press conference with the accusers and their attorneys. It's happening as we speak in California. In a lawsuit filed today against Smokey Robinson, the women who used to work for him say he sexually assaulted them and created a hostile work environment, among other things. Robinson's wife is also named in the lawsuit. It details multiple allegations, some as recent as last year. One employee says Robinson sexually assaulted her at least 23 times.
God.
3 of the women say they didn't want to report it to police, in part because they were afraid of risking the possible adverse effect on their immigration statuses.
Fuck it, I'm gonna report Smokey. Fuck it, man. If Diddy going, I need some money. We doing bad. I got a way to get some money. They threw Smokey under the bus. Wait a minute.
Look at the suit. Another says Robinson's, quote, brutal sexual advances were constant and even predictable while she worked for him. His accusers are seeking at least $50 million for comment. No word back yet. Camila Bernal is
Like, I ain't got no $50 million. He may have never had $50 million. Let's be real. He's Smokey Robinson. Them albums was 10 cents a vinyl. Where the fuck he get $50 million from? Hold on.
joining us now. And obviously, Camila, this is a late breaking situation. What else do we know? What else are we learning?
Hallie, these are some serious allegations, and the attorneys just now calling Smokey Robinson a serial rapist that needs to be stopped. So again, we have not.
He 85. He ain't serial raping shit, except for a bowl of oatmeal. A serial at 85? He could barely get up the stairs. They just got done saying, they just got done saying that Smokey Robinson, Mr. Ooh-wee baby your ass to sleep, is a serial scrapist out of all the ladies throwing their diapers on stage. How many people will their grandmother to a Smokey Robinson concert and she's still trying to pop that ass in? They flip their grandmother out the wheelchair. And when she land on her knees, she start popping that ass for Smokey. He tripping over IVs and shit while he on stage. And he a serial rapist. He can't even chew no goddamn cereal. He 85. Wait a minute, man. I'm gonna slow this down and hold on, I'm gonna calm it down because she look like she got a mustache for real. That's why these women they done found another brother to barbecue for news. They found another brother to barbecue for news. Smokey Robinson is a serial rapist at 85 years. I done heard it all, man. Wait a minute.
Camila Bernal is joining us now. And obviously, Camila, this is a late breaking situation. What else do we know? What else are we learning?
Hallie, these are some serious allegations, and the attorneys just now calling Smokey Robinson a serial rapist that needs to be stopped. So again, we have not heard from Smokey Robinson, but these allegations.
Wait a minute. They said he need to be stopped. Like Smokey Robinson just off the chain. He about to get another one if they don't get him. They got to send in the National Guards. He an 85-year-old pervert. He rocked up and he ready to do it again. He can't help himself. He don't get tired and he don't take breaks. A serial rapist that need to be stopped. They got snipers on the roof aimed at his phallus. Them old ladies, they scared to leave the house at night. Smokey Robinson out there with a shiny suit on, dancing like Diddy in the middle of the expressway. A serial rapist that got to be stopped.
And the attorneys just now calling Smokey Robinson a serial rapist that needs to be stopped. So again, we have not heard from Smokey Robinson, but these allegations include sexual assault, battery, false imprisonment, you name it. I mean, here is what they're saying. They're saying that these allegations happened repeatedly. You mentioned one of the women saying it happened at least 23 times. The attorneys and the lawsuit saying that you could see a pattern in these allegations. All of them were either housekeepers or house staff, and some of them even working together at the same time. The oldest of these cases going back to 2006, employment in that year. And you mentioned the latest happening.
And they all Jane Does. What that tell you, man? They trying to, it's a money grab. If it wasn't no money grab, it'd have had Gladys, Miss Jenkins, Mrs. Jones, and whoever else on the list. Hold on, housekeeper from January 2023 to February 2024. She only lasted a year. He can't keep nobody there. Housekeeper from May 2014 to February 2020. He obviously firing people. Housekeeper from February 2012 to 2024. She was there for 12 years. Housekeeper, personal assistant, cook, hairdresser from October 2006 to 2024. She was there for 30 years. And they all come to date. Hey, man,
Just
I'm not saying it's true or false. He probably did sexually harass these people. He probably did lean back and grab a cheek. He probably did get too close or do something he ain't had no business doing. But they trying to split 50 mil. How much is that a piece, y'all? Somebody do the math for me. Maybe he is guilty. I'm not saying he not. He probably an old rotten bastard. That's what they talking about in the news. Smokey Robison was accused of sexual misconduct and false imprisonment Tuesday in a lawsuit filed by 4 anonymous former employees, according to documents obtained by the digital news. Now, it's funny and everything, but it's not funny. But damn, another one bites the dust at 85 years old. They wait and wait and wait and wait until they can't wait no more. Maybe he had it coming, y'all. I don't know. Smokey Robison, 85, is accused of harassing and assaulting 4 former housekeepers who worked at his Chatworth home between 2006 and 2024, according to the suit. The accusers are seeking $50 million in damages. Frances Robinson, Smokey's wife of 25 years, was also accused of perpetrating a hostile work environment. So they going at him and his wife. Now, why would his wife allow for her husband to be false imprisoning anybody in their home? You know, there's wives out there that let the stepfather beat their kids and whatnot. So I ain't putting nothing past nobody. But come on, y'all. The accusers claimed Francis failed to take the appropriate corrective action to prevent defendant Smokey Robison divine misconduct. Despite having full knowledge of his prior acts of sexual misconduct, having settled cases with other women that suffered and experienced similar sexual assault perpetrated by him. So they saying he got a pattern and stuff. Maybe he had it coming, y'all. I ain't here to defend Smokey. I ain't here to defend Diddy. Maybe he had it coming. Maybe they got tired of it and they see now is the time to strike. They probably was too scared. I know they was too scared to come forward because a lot of people love and admire Smokey Robison. People was raised up on his music. You can't tell people nothing wrong about Smokey Robison. If they would have came out back then, they would have had so much hate and they still scared. That's why they filed this thing anonymously. Your grandmother, your great-grandmother got love for Smokey Robison. That's like disrespecting your elders, so to speak. But if he wrong, he wrong. And if he is wrong, then he gonna see his day in court. But it's sad to see that he lived his legacy wasn't tarnished up until this point. So now it's gonna be hard to listen to his music. And they got some classics. The Motown oldies, they just shot all that shit in the trash, man. And a lot of them songs from back in the day, even if Smokey wasn't singing on it, he helped produce it and write it. So that's a whole legacy of black music that got to get flushed down the toilet with the whole Bad Boy catalog. So, hey, man, it is what it is. Smokey Robison is being accused. They want $50 million. This going to get played out in the news. Representatives of Smokey did not immediately respond to Fox News request for a comment because they don't know what to say. It's a long history there. They're going to have to go all the way back to 1919 to tell the story. Who was the first person he harassed? One of the backup singers for the Four Tops or some this shouldn't go all the way back. Jane Doe worked for the Motown legend from January 2023 to February 2024, but was forced to resign due to Smokey's repeated sexual assaults and sexual harassment against her in the damn whatever. She claimed Smokey. Hold on, get the music right for this, because this is what she claimed, y'all. Yo, get the music right, yo. She claimed Smokey sexually assaulted her at least 7 times while she was employed by the family. She was unwilling to report the incidents due to her fear of losing her livelihood. familial reprisal, public embarrassment, shame, and humiliation to her and her family, the possible adverse effect on her immigration status, as well as being threatened and intimidated by defendant Smokey Robinson's well-recognized celebrity status and his influential friends and associates, documents say. So she was an illegal alien, and she didn't even speak no English. And Smokey was still up her skirt, taking his cane and lifting up her skirt. And all Isabella wanted to do was clean his house. He had her dead to rights. She ain't know what to do. Nasty ass Smokey just couldn't be stopped. She show up to clean the house. He everywhere she at. He dropping shit just to see her pick it up. Allegedly, Smokey would allegedly call Jane Doe 1 into his blue bedroom, lock the door while wearing only his underwear, neatly placed a white towel on his bed, not to soil the bed linens in preparation for what was about to occur. So he put a towel on the bed so he won't mess up his sheets. While he's standing there with them tighty whities looking despicable. Hey, come on in here. Come on in here now. I got something for you. Come on in the blue room. Smokey allegedly repeated this ritual in the blue room against each of the 4 accused. So they knew about the blue room. They showed up to work knowing that they would have to go in that room. And Smokey was waiting in his tighty whities. And they just now reporting this. So he tapped that ass on that towel and sent them on their way every time. It was a routine. They said it was a ritual. They tired, they clean the house, they sweating this. They just want to go home. They got to hit the blue room before they leave. When they get done with the bathroom, the living room, the dining room, do the laundry, feed the dog, wash the dishes, wipe everything down, dust the countertops, the guest room, the main room. And before they could take their ass home, they got to go in the blue room to get their check. And they paycheck laying right next to the white towel that Smokey used not to mess up his sheets. And he's standing there disgusted, skin falling all off his body like spaghetti. And they gotta let him whap that ass one time so they could take that check and go home. And they finally had enough. They finally decided to do something about it. She said, Smokey, called him into the blue room, lock the door, cut off the lights, cut them off, while wearing only his underwear. He neatly placed the white. Do y'all see this? He neatly placed a white towel on the bed, not to soil the linen. So he was doodling when he was doing it to them girls. He couldn't hold his butt cheeks. He gonna bust them shits before he busts a nut. Excuse my language. You think he having the orgasm? This man doodled all over the white linens. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, yeah. They probably was singing along with him, like, yeah, 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 yeah. Ooh. Hey, thank you, Smokey. Thank you. They probably give a round of applause when he's done doing his thing, man. And don't forget to clean that doodle off the floor before you leave, baby. Yo, I done heard it all. Smokey allegedly repeated this ritual in the blue room against each of the 4 accusers. So they all had to give him the booty. In a desperate attempt to get him to stop his sexual assaults, she would proclaim, "You're married," to which he would casually ignore. Additionally, the accuser claimed Smokey and his wife failed to pay minimum wage or pay overtime wages and did not provide rest or lunch breaks. Oh, he gave them a lunch break, all right. He gave them something to snack on too. They complaining about the pay. Man, the pay, you gotta bang this old geezer for it ain't even giving you minimum wage. How you gonna work overtime as a nanny? Your job is your job. Once it's done, it's done. How much sex was they providing? Jane, look, this is what Jane Doe 2 said. And for the record, I want to say I believe these women because they women. Jane Doe 2 said she claimed sexual assaults began in 2016. When the tears of a clown tracks all of my tears was sent text messages for Jane Doe to meet him in areas of his Chatworth home where closed circuit cameras weren't located. Upon arrival, she claimed he would proceed to scrape her. In a text message? How you going to text somebody a grape? Like, you know what time it is. Meet me in the blue room right now. Man, that's when you hit the motherfucking dough. That's when you get out of here. They texting and sexting with Smokey while his wife in the house. Ladies, who gonna go for that? I don't give, especially an old ass Smokey Robinson. He texting you. You got y'all sexting. It ain't got no. Yo, I know housekeepers, and they with the shits. Them old ass men, they know what time it is. I was dating the housekeeper one time. She hit me after she got done cleaning some old white man house, all that sweat pouring down her face. I knew what it was. I know she wasn't just cleaning that man house. She was in there putting in some work. A lot. That's what they do, man. It been going on since the end of slavery. Smokey know it's all them big butt women's that be on cleaning them people's house. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. She was she was getting text messages from Smokey talking about that he proceeded to grape her. It sounds consensual to me, but that's just me though. I don't know. Jane Doe 2 also claims Smokey assaulted her at least 23 times and would threaten her that if she refused to have sex with him, he would make defendant Francis Robinson be mean to her. In the loss, somebody would have whooped his wife's ass. Like, bitch, you ain't threatening me with that old hoe. If you got the strength to clean somebody's whole house, you got the strength to whoop somebody's ass. Like, you don't want Francis to be mean to you because she can be a real bitch. You hear me? You don't want those problems. When Francis get upset, she's not going to talk to you. She's not going to give you anything that you ask for. We own you, bitches. Like, okay, Smokey, I'll do whatever you want. Just please make Miss Francis be nice to me. Like, you don't have to worry about me. Miss Francis is the one you have to worry about. If you don't give me that fellatio, Miss Francis is going to be really angry. That's the last thing you want. You have to respect her more than you respect your mother. You don't want Miss Francis to get upset. Hold on, Francis. I need to see who the Francis Robinson is. Robinson. Who the fuck is Smokey Robinson's wife? Hold on. Smokey. They say if Miss Francis get mad with you, you gonna have problems. Look at Miss Francis. They look like they related. Push her old ass down some stairs. That'll be the end of the story. You sure that ain't Cardi B? And he looked like Quavo a little bit. What the fuck going on, man? When did Smokey Robinson join the Migos? Y'all seeing what I'm seeing right here? You don't want Miss Francis to be upset. Man, I would have said, fuck Miss Francis. She might be the plug, though. You go to her to get them bricks like that. Like, you don't give I don't give them what they want. You have to do it for me because I don't have it. I can't do it. I used to could do it. I can't do it. You do it. Like, but Miss Francis, like, I the plug. At 25 a key. If you go broke, you'll be crying tears of a clown. Smokey be in the back talking about tears of a clown. Yo, they can't be serious with this. They can't be serious with, and this ain't no laughing matter. But come on, man. She did it so Miss Francis won't get in her ass. She claims Smokey assaulted her at least 23 times and would threaten her that if she refused to have sex, he would make Miss Francis be, she's going to be a bitch. I'm telling you, you ain't going to be able to get in the door on those rainy days. You're just going to be standing out there with no umbrella, and Miss Francis will not let you in the door, and you will not be able to get your paycheck. You might as well give me what I want, honey. Look, Jane Doe 3. Can y'all see this? Jane Doe 3 alleged Smokey repeatedly raped her during most of her entire employment with defendants, which began February 2012 and ended up with her forced resignation in April 2024. That's 20 years. They was in a relationship. That's what you call a busted baby, Your Honor. Let me go to court with them. Like, Your Honor, I don't know about you, but you having repeatedly sex with somebody for 20 years, that's what you call a busted baby. That ass was automatic. He knew he was gonna get that after year 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bitch, what is you talking about? He was her sugar daddy and made her clean up and lay down on the white towel and all that. Repeat, how you gonna grape somebody for 10 years? She claims Smokey repeatedly raped her at least 20 times, and on one occasion, when she resisted his advances, Smokey allegedly offered her $500 to allow him to orally copulate her, and offer she refused. Or what that mean? Like, I'm gonna take out all my teeth. You don't have to worry about these chiclets. I'm gonna do that. I want to. What the fuck is an copulate, y'all? I need to figure this out because I refuse to be ignorant for the rest of my life. Y'all stay tuned because this is gonna be educational. We're gonna learn something together. It's only gonna take a second. Let me see what this fuck this mean. I'm learning a new word. Look. Copulate, have sexual intercourse. Only the dominant male copulates with the female. Why they ain't just say that? Copulation is a word for sex, a more scientific way of saying sexual intercourse. Hold on, wait. He was talking about copulating with his mouth? Allow him to orally copulate. Like, baby, let me just... Hold on. He was trying to give her 500 to snack on the box. She must have been a bad bitch. Like, come on, let me just get a taste. Like, I promise you, I've been needing, I've been wanting. It ain't like we ain't never did it before, baby. Come on, look, I got $500. They was some cheap hoes, and she refused. Jane Doe 4 worked as a housekeeper. Y'all see this? Jane Doe 4 worked as a housekeeper and served as Francis' personal assistant, her cook, and hairdresser. Beginning in 2006, she claimed Smokey first sexually assaulted her the following year at his Las Vegas home. So even though she working with Miss Francis and doing her hair, and they sitting down petting the dogs, laughing, she was sleeping with her man on the side. Francis allegedly also perpetrated a hostile work environment by regularly screaming at her in a hostile manner, probably because she knew that you was banging her man, using ethnically provocative words and languages. Like, you Puerto Rican bitch, I know you fucking smoking. Every time you come around here, you start acting funny and shit. Stay away from my man. Just stay away from my fucking man. I can smell his cologne on you right now, you fucking whore. Get your ass out of my motherfucking house. Like, calm down, honey. I told y'all gonna make Miss Francis upset. Y'all don't want to do that. Like, Smokey, shut your fake face, motherfucker. Like, oh, you made her mad. Now go in the blue room until she calmed down. Ladies, y'all go in the blue room. Francis, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna straighten these girls out, Francis, because they don't got no business talking to you like that. I'm gonna straighten them out. Y'all go on in there in the blue room. Francis, calm down. Let me get your medicine. These bitches, we're gonna find some new hoes. I mean, we'll find some new workers. Like Smokey, I know you're fucking that bitch. Plaintiffs were severely harmed and humiliated by defendant Smokey Robinson's conduct, the women claimed in their lawsuit. So they came together like set it off. They trying to pull a heist out of Smokey. It's them and they boxes, and that's all they got, man. They about to get a bag off of Smokey Robinson. They about to put them whoppers to use. Like, all I got in my word is all I got in this world is my coach and my word, man. That's all I got. Your Honor, I ain't never took nothing for nobody. Ate sardines every day, clean Smokey Robinson's house, Your Honor. I ain't never been a liar. I've been a hoe, but I ain't never been a liar, man. All I got in this world is my word and my coach, and I don't break that for nobody, Your Honor. Smokey Robinson, he took me and these other girls straight from Tijuana. I've been in America too much. He took me in the blue room, laid me on the towel, man. I don't know English like that, but I know one thing. All I got in this world is my word and my coach, Your Honor, and I promise you, I don't break no for nobody, man. Like, those are all of my cousins. I know that I've grew up with those bitches, Your Honor. They're my cousins, yes. Yes, they're my cousins. I hired them. They come to this country to work with me and my husband. I know they do anything for money. My home country. That's what they do for a living. They have sex in the Dominican Republic. Have you ever heard of the passport bros, Your Honor? Yes, because of my country. The women from my country. That's the reason for the passport bros. I bring them here, around my husband and my mansion. Next thing you know, they're in the blue room, my Honor. Like, I'm shedding tears of a clown. Oh man, hold on. Run this back. Look. Oh shit, get it together. You'll play that.
Is what they're saying. They're saying that these allegations happened repeatedly. You mentioned one of the women saying it happened at least 23 times. The attorneys and the lawsuit saying that you could see a pattern in these allegations. All of them were either housekeepers or house staff, and some of them even working together at the same time. The oldest of these cases going back to 2006, employment in that year. And you mentioned the latest happening just last year. These women saying that they were forced to resign because of the repeated sexual.
Yo, hold on. I need to get them comments and them likes up real quick. Is y'all there or not? Because it's, YouTube, I don't be knowing. I need y'all to leave comments and hit them likes for me to make sure my shit working right. Can y'all hear me out there? Is everything going good? Because when I start talking about these celebrities and telling the truth, that's when the videos start messing up. It ain't my fault. That's just the algorithm. Y'all got to do me a favor to get the algorithm jumping, man. Leave them comments, hit them likes, or else, we going, and this ain't no threat. Miss Francis ain't gonna get mad at y'all or nothing like that. I'm just saying, if y'all can do me that, then we can keep this thing rolling. I appreciate y'all. Okay, let's get back into this.
Assault that they went through. And you mentioned some of them saying that they were worried about their immigration status. Their attorneys also saying they were worried because they lived paycheck to paycheck. They needed that money and were afraid of losing their livelihoods. They were also afraid essentially of the status and the influence that Smokey Robinson had and were afraid of essentially speaking out. Some of these things, obviously not something I can detail on TV, but some serious allegations, Hallie.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated.
Yo, that's crazy, man. And they it's funny, like, they find the right pictures of these celebrities to make them look like monsters. Like this picture right here got him looking like he about to slap the shit out somebody. Like he a pimp. Like, get your ass in that blue room right now, bitch, or else you ain't getting paid. My house better be spick and span. I got something else I need for you to clean, Heffel. Do you know who I am? I'm Smokey motherfucking Robinson. I've been doing this for a long time. You can't do nothing with me. I got hits on the radio. I've been doing music when music was music, baby. Music ain't music no more. I'm one of the last of the greats. I'm the dawn around this motherfucker. Yeah, Diddy, all them boys, they learn from me. I remember when they was young boys, they come around, I tell them what to do, the same way I tell you what to do. Now get your ass in the blue room. All right, now I need you to do this for me. Come here now. Now take your head, now lay it down now. I ain't playing with you. You think I came here to play? All right, here we go now. Don't move. Stay still. Ooh, 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 ooh. That's the image that they painting, man. Now you got them old Motown weed dealers that done turn into lawyers or whatever. They used to sell weed around Motown in Detroit. Now they up there persecuting Smokey Robinson. Y'all need to listen at this, man.
The principal causes of action against Mr. Robinson, in particular, are sexual battery, assault, false imprisonment, gender violence, and creating a hostile work environment. Obviously, these ladies are identified in the lawsuit as Does, Jane Does 1 through 4, to protect their privacy, since the lawsuit involves sexual misconduct of the worst sort. We're seeking damages of $50 million.
God damn.
Obviously, no amount of money can compensate these women for what Mr. Robinson subjected them to. But given the gravity of Mr. Robinson's despicable and reprehensible misconduct that is further detailed in the complaint, this amount is clearly warranted. Our 4 clients have a common thread. They're Hispanic women who were employed as housekeepers by the Robinsons, earning below minimum wage.
God damn.
As low-wage workers in vulnerable positions, they lack the resources and options necessary to protect themselves from sexual assaults throughout their tenure as employees for the Robinsons. Let me briefly summarize each of their individual claims. I repeat, I will not describe the details of the sexual assaults and rapes because they're too graphic and disturbing for this news conference. But you can read them in the complaints that we have provided with many of you today. Let's talk about Jane Doe number 1. She worked for the Robinsons for a little over a year, from January 2023 to February 24. Mr. Robinson first sexually assaulted and raped her in March of 23, as detailed in the complaint. What he would do was summons her to his blue bedroom, which you'll probably be hearing about later on. After having just showered, he would come out of the adjoining bathroom naked and proceed to force her to have sex with him against her will. He sexually assaulted and raped her in this manner 7 times. She quit in February 2024 because she could no longer endure these sexual assaults. Jane Doe number 2. She worked for the Robinsons from May 2014 to February 2020. Smokey Robinson's modus operandi was somewhat different with her. He would ask her to meet him in areas in the home where there were no cameras. There were two such places or areas in their Chatsworth home, the garage and the laundry room. When she would meet him at this location, he would immediately begin to sexually assault and rape her, causing her excruciating pain. He sexually assaulted and raped her in this manner 23 times.
Damn.
She was forced to resign because she too could no longer endure Mr. Robinson's sexual assault. Jane Doe number 3. She worked for the Robinsons as a housekeeper from February 2012 to April 2024. Her story is quite similar to the others. Mr. Robinson would call her into his blue bedroom where he would sexually assault and rape her. This occurred approximately 20 times. And like the others, she quit in April of 2024 due to the repeated sexual assaults against her. Jane Doe number 4. She worked the longest as a housekeeper for the Robinsons from October 2006 to April 2024. He raped her in 3 of their homes, namely the Chatsworth home, the Las Vegas home, and the Bell Canyon homes. He had a preoccupation of fondling her breasts and touching her all over her body against her will. She too quit in April of 2024. The obvious question that one will ask, and I suspect most will, why didn't they report Robinson's criminal misconduct to law enforcement or go public before now? As I said before, these women were all low wage earners living from paycheck to paycheck. They all feared missing a payday and not being able to pay their rent or buy food for their families. Also, Smokey Robinson's celebrity status intimidated them and all made them feel powerless. I want to add that these 4 women were afraid of shame, familial humiliation, and embarrassment. The stigma that still exists in some cultures that unfortunately blames a rape victim for the assault perpetrated against them. And having to tell their husband and children of these despicable acts against them left them overwhelmed with shame and embarrassment. So throughout their dreadful experiences with Mr. Robinson, all 4 women remained silent because many of them worked at the same time. Too embarrassed to reveal their assaults by Mr. Robinson to each other. Once they broke their silence, an avalanche of emotions began to flow between them. Hence, they're all here today. These courageous 4 women have collectively decided to come forward and share their experiences of being sexually assaulted by Mr. Smokey Robinson and stand up for their rights, as well as the rights of other women. Particularly those that may be victimized by him in the future.
He looked like if you ask him what he really think about all this, he would tell it how he really feel about it. But he just got a job to do. If it's money to be made, he looked like he don't sexually assaulted somebody his damn self. He looked like a Smokey Robinson in his own right. He keep checking that nose. Ain't no telling what he been sniffing. You can't trust no brother out here. And that's the point that these men is failing to realize. He making it seem like by making Smokey Robinson look guilty, it's making him look innocent. But he looked just like Smokey Robinson. He incriminating his damn self. His lawsuit, his allegation gonna come next. And he ain't gonna know what the fuck to do. That's the world we living in, man. There's women out here that's beautiful by nature, and some of them not. But either way, a man is supposed to respect a woman at all times. But men are starting to realize it's hard to respect somebody that don't respect themselves. And in that case, you shouldn't deal with one, period, if that's how you feel about them. Find your woman that you can respect so y'all can respect each other. These women that suing Smokey Robinson clearly ain't had no respect for themselves, because if they did, they wouldn't have came back. They would have reported his ass the first time he did some shit. Fuck him and his wife. They kept on coming back. He texting them, meet me here, meet me there. They know it ain't no cameras there. They still went where he asked them to be. If that ain't willingness, I don't know what the fuck it is, man. If that ain't consensual, you already know the setup. You know this man routine. You know what he want. You know what he about. And they still stayed there until the money got bad. When the money start acting funny, that's when people get real funny. When he don't want to pay no more, they was willing to play as long as he was willing to pay. That's how I look at it. I don't know about y'all, but as long as he was paying, they was playing. If something happened in 2024 to where he just ain't have it to give like that, he cut all them hoes off. Like, he got some new people to clean. He too old to play them games. That meat ain't working no more. He can't even get it up if he tried. He had a long run with it. That penis retired. If he could still do it, they'd still be with it. He just saying that he 85 years old. Ain't no Viagra, no Hims, ain't nothing helping him out no more. He tried to give her $500 just to eat the box. She talking about she declined it. She probably was doing him a favor, cleaning the house all day. You know that thing was rotten. He repeatedly, this was his ritual in the blue. If you had a brain, you would stay the hell away from the blue room. If you a housekeeper and that's where he like to get freaky at, that's going to be the dirtiest room in the fucking house with anybody that got some sense. You know what I'm saying? But that's Negro here, no doubt. I would love for y'all to let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. There's plenty of men that got money, and there's plenty of women that's willing. It seems like these women join forces to pull together a heist. They see what's going on out there. They see that with an allegation, a sexual anything, you can get some money. And they don't pull the fast one on Mr. 85-year-old married Smokey Robinson. Now, I ain't saying he didn't grab them cheeks or try to smack their ass or whatever the case was. I'm pretty sure he did. But all of this they talking sound consensual as hell. How you work with somebody for 10 years, 20 years? You claim to be friends with his wife and you get along with his wife, but you sleeping with her husband. You ratchet. And you keep coming back for more. It is what it is. Smokey, you going through it now. You, Shannon Sharp, Diddy, anybody with a bag. $25K per cheat. But you figure, what Ice Cube said, it ain't tricking if you got it. If you got it to give and people be needing, and there's women that's willing and you trying to help somebody out, get them a little cash, have a mutual agreement on some freak shit, then it is what it is, man. You figure love ain't got nothing to do with it. Ain't nothing going on but the rent. And that's a fact, man. People got bills to pay. And you got money, they willing to go along with whatever you got going. You famous on top of that. You Mr. Smokey Robinson. I ain't say how long he been getting cheeks? since the 60s, maybe the 50s, man. He been living his life. And now it's all coming to an end. Let me see what y'all talking about real quick. He said, that's why he's always smiling like that cat in Alice in Wonderland. I thought he was just glad to be alive. No, he glad for what's about to happen backstage. He said, we can't trust these celebrities. What and who we see on stage isn't who they are. That's a fact, man. But you know, we don't need to know who they are. We just want to enjoy the music. They fucking up a good thing for everybody. That's like going to a restaurant. Now you know what's happening in the kitchen for real. You don't want to know. That's going to ruin your whole experience. I'm talking about your favorite restaurant. If you knew exactly what was going on in that kitchen, you wouldn't even want to eat there no more. It's going to fuck up your favorite meal. You don't want somebody to come put your favorite restaurant on blast. Like they back there, this nigga be cooking the food with his feet. I swear to God, I got the video. Nigga made a whole sandwich with his toes. He do it every time. He make the steak sandwiches with his feet, chopped cheese with his feet. Y'all will be greatly disappointed if somebody did that. The whole Motown catalog is destroyed. All of them oldies, Gladys Knight and the Pimps, you know they was selling her ass on that midnight train to Georgia. The Gladys Night, you gonna be glad. Whatever night you spend with her, that's gonna be the gladdest night you ever had with the motherfucking Pimps. The four tops, four niggas getting topped off backstage. The Temptations. Man, I can't find my wife, man. Have you seen Susie? Anybody seen Susie, man? She was staring at them niggas on the stage. Anybody seen her? Have you seen her? Have you seen her? She backstage with the Temptations or whatever the case is. Hold on. Before I get out of here, let me do something. Let's do something together, man, because black culture is done. It's over. The like Whitney Houston would say, black is whack. The experience done went to shit. Look at this. Motown. I need to see this, man. Can you believe they said Marvin Gaye is gay? That's what they saying. Marvin Gaye was gay. Terrence Howard talking about that shit right now on the podcast. Like, I couldn't play Marvin Gaye, man, because I don't do gay stuff, man. I would have had to kiss a man if I was Marvin Gaye. They said Stevie Wonder was giving people herpes. Did y'all hear about that? Stevie Wonder giving people herpes. The Four Tops. The Supremes. The Jackson 5, Smokey Robison. They all got shit. All got dirt on them, man. The Commodores, Martha and the Vandellas. It's a wrap, man. Motown, the history is shitted on. It's hard in the D. They don't got Smokey Robinson. I just don't know what to say about it. But it is what it is. Y'all gotta let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section. He ain't gonna be the last one. And it's funny how all these black men getting picked out. But hey, wherever there's smoke, there's fire. I wouldn't put nothing past any of these dudes. Because I know how brothers get when they get around some cooch. I know how brothers get when they get around women. Don't know how to act. Ain't got no home training. The manners, can't be a gentleman about the thing. If there's a woman you want, pray about it, man. You ain't got to do all that extra shit. These men be sexting and texting, got a blue room, towels, had it all laid out just to get some cheeks. It don't even take all that. You can make it consensual if that's what you really want to do. But it sounds to me like all of this was very consensual. For Smokey to be as old as he is, a light-skinned brother with green eyes, he know what it takes to get some cheeks. He a goddamn R&B singer. He ain't never been desperate for no chicks. Even if he is 80 some years old, there's somebody that's willing. All he got to do is show up to church. Any church, Sunday morning with a suit on, Smokey Robinson. Smokey Robinson in the house, everybody. Your pastor will give a Motown service for this man. Can you imagine everybody look back, all the bad bitches in the church? Hold on, what? Smokey Robinson. Your grandmama gonna undo her buttons for that man. Oh, Smokey, come get some of this sweet potato pie, baby. Smokey, I love you. Forget Jesus. Jesus, hold on. Wait a minute now, Jesus. I'm talking to Smokey. I'm talking to Smokey. They will ignore the Lord for as long as he in your goddamn church. Excuse my language. Like, hold on. We gonna get back to the Lord choir. I need y'all to play Tears of a Clown. Like I'm shedding the tears of a clown. I'm shedding the tears of a clown. They're gonna put the Lord on the back burner because Smokey Robinson in the house. Shit, he could turn out a whole game of bingo if he go up in there. Bingo! Motherfucker ain't even got no chips. They gonna let Smokey win every time. Just because they'll be saying bingo for him. Bingo! They be pointing at Smokey. He ain't gotta take no cheeks from nobody. Hey, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment section, man. I got so much love for y'all. I'ma holla at y'all on my next video.